So, Kim, when we say that this is a one-off, a separate storyline, does that mean that the expectations for how this movie will do financially is a lot lower than it would be for a movie that's part of a trilogy?
Yeah, I think it is a lot lower, but and no one really expects this to blow Force Awakens out of the water, but they need it to do well. This is a big part of Disney's strategy. They want to move forward. They want to expand this universe. They want it to be able to tell all of these side stories so that they don't have to progress the main story every single year in order to release a film.
They're like Star Wars geeks, and they have a sense of ownership of it, and they feel like they know the different characters and stuff. How difficult is the balancing act for Disney to expand the franchise, blow it out in all different kinds of directions to make a lot of money while still preserving the character for the people who are obsessed with it?
I think when Disney bought Lucasfilm back in 2012, everyone was worried about that. Like, what are they going to do with this thing that they called the expanded universe? It was this whole universe of hundreds of books and comics and video games and other things that were considered.
Of which the movies were a very small part, right?
Yes, and they considered that kind of part of canon, as part of the official thing. They worked with George Lucas, they got things okayed, and then they wrote all these books. In 2014, Disney shunted all of that over to something called Legends. And that is a totally non-canonical thing that they have. And people were, they were worried about that. They lost all this content that they've been working 30 years on. And it was all the really granular things that you see in the movies that aren't explained. They created new characters. They created kids for the main characters and moved them forward dozens and dozens of years. And it's something people miss. And I think Disney's trying to recreate some of that and build their universe back out with movies like Rogue One.
So why did they decide to go away from the canon then and just follow this one-off story? Is it in part to appeal to international audiences who may not know the Star Wars canon, the expanded universe, the way that the Star Wars geeks in the United States do?
I think it's about control. Disney wants control of where they're going from now on. They don't want to be held to whatever people did before, aside from George Lucas's original movies. Now, they're also building it through books. So it's not just Rogue One. It's not just a young Han Solo movie that's coming out in 2018. They've created books to span that gap between the 6th and 7th movies, and 20, 30 books have already come out.
So the next one that's coming out in 2018, is that going to be back on the linear plot of the ones before, or is this another? Is it going to be another sort of side one?
Next year, the 2017 movie is going to be the next episode. So that's episode 8. And then the one following that in 2018 will be another side movie.
Okay, so we see the pattern being set up here. Bloomberg's Kim Bhasin, who has seen the movie?
I have.
He saw the movie. He saw Rogue One last night. 4 thumbs up? 2 thumbs up? 3 thumbs up?
Let's do 3.5.
3.5, okay.